Welcome back to the 6 a.m. Club, where we start our day inspired. I am so grateful you're here, choosing to start your day with intention, reflection, and a little dose of inspiration. And our inspiration today comes from a quote that has been on my head recently and make me reflect a lot about how I show up in life, how I've changed the way I show up in life. And that is sometimes the greatest peace comes from knowing you don't need to have all the answers. Let's take a deep breath together and just let that land. We live in a world that glorifies certainty. To have a 5-year plan, to know your next move, to be clear, to be decisive, to have it all figured out. And so we put this pressure on ourselves, especially as ambitious, driven people, to always have the answer, to always know what's next, to always have a plan. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Nobody has it all figured out. Nobody. Not completely, not all the time. And that's okay. You are allowed to be in a season of questions without rushing to find immediate answers. You are allowed to not know exactly what's next, to still trust that you are moving in the right direction. If we're honest, chasing certainty isn't just about being organized or strategic. It's about feeling safe. It's about trying to protect ourselves from discomfort and from failure and from the unknown. But life and growth don't live in the neat little boxes we create for them. They live in the in between spaces, in the unknowns, in the becoming. And when we cling too tight to needing all the answers, we actually block ourselves from the very magic, the very breakthroughs that come from being open and curious. So today, I want to offer you this simple permission slip. We were talking about permission slips recently, and I'm going to give you one today. It's okay not to know. It's okay not to have a 10-step plan. It's okay not to have the perfect answer when someone asks, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's okay to be figuring it out as you go. Because sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is stay open to what's unfolding, to trust the journey even when you can't see the full map, to allow space for possibilities you can't even imagine yet. You don't need to control everything to move forward. You don't need to have all the answers to be worthy, capable, or ready. You are allowed to move with questions, and you are allowed to evolve as you go. If you are in a season of uncertainty right now, maybe the goal isn't to figure it all out. Maybe the goal simply is to stay curious and open and stay connected to what feels true to you right now. Because clarity often comes through action, not before it. It comes from trying things out and experimenting and learning and adjusting, not sitting still waiting for a lightning bolt to give you the certainty that you're seeking. So instead of demanding an answer today, ask yourself, what is the next small step I can take from a place of curiosity instead of fear? What would it feel like to trust that even without all the answers, I'm still exactly where I'm meant to be? And this is hard, especially if you're like me, that I'm a planner and I want to have things figured out and I want to map things out. But what I've learned through my own experience is that when I look back, the times that I've given myself this permission slip that I'm giving to you right now is the times that I've been at all, are the times that I've experienced the most joy and fun in the journey. Because when you want everything perfectly planned and laid out before you even start, a lot of times you're setting yourself for disappointment because life happens. And a lot of times things are not going to go as you planned. And then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. I do believe in knowing directionally where you're headed and just having that inner knowing that you are making the right steps and moving in the right direction, not the opposite one, but leaving space for spontaneity, leaving space for curiosity, taking steps from that same curiosity and not the fear of failure and judgment and you fill the blanks. This week, I want to leave you with a challenge. You know, I love to close the 6 a.m. episodes with a little challenge or call to action. Whenever you feel yourself spiraling into, I have to figure this out right now, take a pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, I don't need all the answers to take the next step. Write it on a sticky note. Make it a wallpaper on your phone. Whisper it to yourself when the doubt creeps in, because peace doesn't come from controlling every outcome. It comes from trusting yourself enough to keep going, even when you don't know exactly where the path will lead. I want to thank you once again for spending this few minutes with me today. If today's message resonated with you, please share it with a friend who might need a little reminder too. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and leave a quick review. It helps so much to keep growing this community. Remember, you don't have to have it all figured out to be exactly what you're meant to be. I hope you have an amazing week ahead, and I'll talk to you again next week in another episode of the 6 a.m. Club.